she own it. Looking like the world is your runway. She can set it off like a gunplay. Oh my, yeah. Talk of the city with the body. Always getting praised like it's Sunday. She said, baby,
all right. Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming back to listen to Tribe Foolery. I'm Shakira.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Tom.
And I'm Candy.
And we have a special guest today, all the way from London.
Come on.
One of my besties, Micah. Little brother. So I just want to get us going a little bit, guys. And so today's episode is going to be about 50-50 relationships, right? Mm-hmm. But first, I want to get your guys' take on what you believe a 50-50 relationship looks like. Who wants to go first?
I don't mind. I'll go first. So I think a 50-50 relationship shouldn't be just finances. Like if you're going to refer to something as 50-50, the balance should be there across the board in the relationship. Like not, oh, like this person, we're splitting what we're doing as far as finances because that'll create an imbalance in the relationship itself. So if you're going to say the relationship is 50-50, you better be doing that same 50-50, what we're going to do and sharing housework or chores outside of the house, anything like that. Okay. That to me is 50-50.
That's Candy.
Go ahead, guest.
All right, 50-50 for me, I agree with Candy. It is straight shut down the middle. But yeah, you know, there's a couple complications. You know, we'll get into that. But
yeah,
50-50 to me means 50-50, really. That's it. Straight down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a negotiation for me. Like, I feel like you've talked about, you know, like it might not be finances 50-50 or relate like everybody else has said, but it's also a conversation that you've had to say, okay, well, if you take care of this, I'm going to take care of this. And you take care of that, I'm going to take care of this. But, yeah, like, and I agree with Micah, like, there can be some caveats and things to that once you get into a relationship.
Yeah. I agree to some capacity with that. I think that 50-50 is just kind of hard to go on because I'm not always going to be there for the 50 to go through the way that it needs to go through. And so sometimes the measurements.
the card decline, okay?
You know, sometimes things are going to be a little bit different.
Right.
Sometimes I'm going to cover it all. Sometimes you're going to cover it all. Sometimes I'm going to cover 2% and you're going to do the rest. And we just going to kind of make it work however we can make it work at that time. I don't think that, and whether that be financial or that be what we're bringing to the household at that time regarding like chores split up, regarding like the energy that I have to offer, sometimes things won't always look like sliced nicely down the middle.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to pick up where you lack, and I expect for you to do the same.
And I think one of the things, like, it's been really big in social media. It's been on what I've seen and taking my own personal opinion of it. It's been like either the woman wants the man to give 100% because that's just how she wanted to come into the relationship.
100% of what?
Or financially 100%. And then you have the men who want to go 50-50, but in all honesty, and this was the conversation, it's more like 80-20. If you want to go 50-50, you're not picking up the slack in other places, but you expect her to do everything that a 50-50 relationship entails, but all you want to do is really cut the finances down the middle. So I guess my conversation is, or my question is, for you guys, which would you prefer? Do you prefer going 50-50 or doing half and half that way? Or period. Finances or otherwise?
Well, I think that for me, like Amanda stated, like more so it's going to be a negotiation. Like it won't be, like it's what we both are bringing, like whoever I'm with. Because first of all, y'all know I'm going to work. I don't like to ask for nothing as it is. So it doesn't necessarily have to be finances, but I think it just depends on who the person that you're in a relationship with, what that 50-50, if it's 50-50 would look like. And again, like when you say that everything won't be 50-50 all the time, because sometimes you're going to have ups and downs, and that's life. But as long as y'all both bringing something to the table, it doesn't matter. I don't think that it should be specifically finances or specifically this person is in the house. I think it should be determined based on the two people that are in their relationship and what works and compatible for them too.
Okay, and so me and Michael was on the phone this morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
They talked about this already.
No, because y'all know I don't give any insight
No,
to
yeah,
when
she
I
didn't.
have
She
topics.
didn't.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So,
She didn't.
and then we were talking about a different topic that's going to come at a later date. But I also was like, wait, so I don't understand. Do you want a woman that you going to do 100% for? And Micah, what did you tell me?
No.
You
I
said,
don't think so.
Like, I don't know. The best way for me to explain it is like in this day and age, like it's not that anymore. Like it used to be. Like 1000%, I look back at my grandparents and I'm like, you know what? Like my granddad really did take care of my nan, like full whack, from top to bottom. But it was a different time those days.
Yeah.
Money was different.
Yeah.
Money's not the same that it is now. So
Yeah.
Not even
they
close.
didn't have social media. So they're not going out talking about how we have to take our wives to Hakkasan. That's what like my granddad didn't do that. Cool, he did. He took her out, they went out, they had fun, they enjoyed each other's company, it was great. But nowadays, like inflation and the cost of living is crazy.
Yeah, the
So-
cost of living is way different than what it
Mm-hmm.
was.
So
And
now you must, like, even if whenever we discuss 50-50, everybody jumps straight down to financial. So it's not even based upon, the relationship itself. It's just strictly finances. So if you're looking at 50-50 in terms of finances, like, ladies, would you actually, so we live together, or let's say I'm in a relationship, I'm with someone, we live together, I pay full rent. So I'll cover the rent, I'll cover the bills, I'll cover grocery shopping. What does she do?
Shit, you think?
okay, I'm taking care of the kids. I'm making sure your laundry is done.
We ain't
I'm
got no
cooking
kids.
your
We ain't
meals.
got no kids.
I'm
We
doing
ain't got no kids.
No kids
okay.
yet.
We ain't got
I'm
no
doing
kitchen.
everything
Kids yet.
else.
Oh, no kids. Okay.
I think if a man came in
But I think
wanting to do the financial 100%,
Yeah.
I'd be
because
bored.
money
Okay,
is.
I would get bored like a
no.
motherfucker.
I'm not saying.
I would
Okay,
be
now
in the
mind
house
you,
going
I'm not
stir
saying
crazy.
quitting my job because my grandfather took care of my granny all her life, right?
Yeah.
But my granny still worked because she still wanted stuff to do. She volunteered. She did charities,
Fair.
but she had a
Fair,
real
fair.
job as well because I come from a family of women that like to shop. We like to shop and travel.
Okay, but I get that. But why
So
should
you
your
do?
money only be on
You
your
do?
shopping and traveling though? Like, what does that bring to the relationship? Are you traveling, shopping for your spouse? Are you shopping and traveling
But that was
with your spouse?
that was the one thing my grandfather entailed for her. But my grandmother also took care of everything in the household. My grandfather
talking
never
about
had to.
Okay, well, he's saying specifically if there's no children, like, so you don't have children or anything like that, like, what do you bring to the table? I had a conversation with someone recently, and I completely agree as far as the...
Care to share?
No, shut up.
Well, now I know who it is.
We all know.
So,
Yep.
but one of the things I definitely agree on, because y'all know how I am anyway, like, I'm not big on being just strictly a housewife, right? I like to make my own way. But if, like, say, for instance, I'm with someone and they want to take care of all the bills like he's stating, that's fine as long as I can contribute. If I'm going to contribute financially in a way, then that means that money is going to be, like, going to investments for us, like, or to... like trust funds or different things like that, like, so that way we are secure. So because his job may not always be there, like something may happen where we don't have something to fall back on. So I may not be paying the bills, I may not be doing that, but guess what I do? I have us a secure plan to where if something happens where
To
you
the
have to
job or
write to the
you.
job or you, we're still set.
Yeah. I love that. I think that's
Yeah.
a great way to go. In addition to, you don't need to buy no clothes because I got your clothes prepared.
Facts.
Got them shoes here. And this is where we're
Facts.
going in 2 weeks, so let your job know.
That we're gone. Right.
I believe in both sides of it, but I think the only thing that kind of grinds my gears a little bit
I
are
know what
the
grinds
men
your gears.
who are saying they want to go 50%,
Mm-hmm.
but all they're thinking about is the financial portion of it. They don't want to come in the house. Yeah, Mike. They don't want to
There we
come
go.
in the house
That's a good point.
and
Yeah.
do that additional that's going to fall on his side, because now I'm working 40 to 50 hours a week.
Now I get
I'm
you.
coming home tired.
Because you
Now-
said the 80, it turns into 80-20.
It
And I
turns
didn't
into
really
eight-
get that, but
yeah.
now I
Oh,
get what you're saying.
So now your little, I called it little. Let me rewind that. But the money that you're contributing is not matching up, because if you think about it, because I really feel like a stay-at-home mom and a housewife job can be a lot,
Oh, yeah.
depending on the man that they're with.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, if we have kids, I'm taking care of these kids all day. I love my kids to death.
They
But
go to
They're a
school.
project, man.
not all the time.
And
The
even
kids
though they
here-
do go to school, after
Kids go to
school,
school.
food has to be there.
Entertainment.
Entertainment has to be there. Events have to be
They got
brought
basketball,
to.
football, volleyball practice.
Yeah, all of
and
those
you know
places.
Who
you
gotta
know who
take
take
them?
them
Go
there?
there.
Who take them to these places?
So that evening's ate up. So I hope that you cleaned and you cooked first thing in the morning, so you got that out of the way.
And then you still got to clean later, because the kids, when they
Gonna
come
come in
home,
and
they
wreak
going to throw
havoc.
their stuff on the floor
Choke on
and
it.
I'ma
wreak
leave it
havoc.
till morning.
Yay. Nah, that's what I'm referring to, is like, I understand that could be a hard job as well, but expecting your woman to do all of what a traditional gender role
That man
woman
said
would
he
do.
wants you to make bread. Stop playing.
Say, all right, look,
Bruh.
bruh.
And
But look,
then
Make me bread from
I do
scratch,
think that
girl.
if I was to be like, or I feel like if people are going to be housewives too, I feel like they shouldn't have their kids in regular school. They
What
should
do you
be
mean?
home.
Homeschooling.
Yes, I feel like the school already institutionalized freaking going to jail. Like they're embedding, and they're
school, the
also
prison pipeline.
teaching them just the 9 to 5 to be a 9 to 5 worker.
Yeah.
Like, so if you have the opportunity to put your kids in a different position to teach them, like, because they have different things where you don't have to be the teacher, because trust me, if I was the only teacher, my kids would be fucked. However, just being home in general, like, and then they have these different programs for you and like that the kids are doing. And then, one, they're actually doing work that is needed for them to learn, not just extra bullshit ass work. And then I don't want to hear any complaints from you either about what the wife doing at home with these kids either. But you're also teaching them, like, just basically how to function on their own as a person and not relying on
Not
like
just-
working for someone else or falling into a system that is not meant to benefit them, but to get them being workers. And that's not,
Yeah.
it's not
I
feasible.
mean, I understand that, but I still understand housewives or stay-at-home moms that do send their kids off to school, because that may be the only time that they get a break.
Yeah.
And then for those people that
Oh,
say
no.
they don't need a break, they at home all day anyway. Bruh,
No,
if
baby.
you saw the amount of laundry just for 4 people in my household,
Trust me. Look, the amount of
I
laundry
would
just for Phoenix by
lose
herself.
my mind. So I understand it. I understand your point of view, but if it was me, I probably would still have to send
Don't get
my
me wrong,
kids.
I've been
Because
there
for
before
my
with
mental
the kids.
health, these kids need to get from mommy.
But that's why they got some programs. Like, so, because, you know, I've been there before when I was at the house. And the kids did go to daycare, and I was still constantly moving, like, non-stop, about to lose my fucking mind. However, we know I didn't like it, but
We all know.
But one thing I do know, like hindsight, you know how like hindsight after dealing with certain things, I think that in knowing what I know now, what I didn't know then, there, like I didn't necessarily have to choose school as an option to get that break, because there's so many things that are set up for kids to go, and there's activities to do for parents to drop them off just specifically for that. Like, this is your free time.
Yeah.
And when it's time for vacation away from these kids and this husband, gotta go.
I don't know. So, I mean, that's just kind of a little bit of insight what I've been hearing online. But also, I think
She acting up. Get her.
that's why y'all can't sit by each other.
I didn't do anything.
I think another thing that's being taught, right? My dad and my uncles taught me that So this gonna sound bad to some
No, go
people.
on.
Why you looking this way?
I'm
He
looking
said,
at
"Go
the
on."
two. I'm looking at my two problem children, Micah and Candy. Okay,
Oh Lord.
my uncles took care of us. Like, and they said, you better not bring no bum around us. You know what I'm saying? But I think I also not the so much. They still sent me out there like, but still take your own shit, because if a dude try to leave you, with a bill, you can pay it and dead that mother, like leave him be.
Yeah.
But I think what it is that when you're shown that type of love and affection and stuff, a lot of times these girls and these and men and women are teaching these kids that men are the providers, right? So when do we start to relay the message that that's not the case? Oh, okay.
So, I it's tradition.
Mm-hmm.
It's from a particular time period where that was the way in which culturally shit worked,
And it wasn't
because of the
optional.
way that the culture was set up at that time. In this particular day and age, I would never teach a child that a man is a provider, in the sense of, like what you just said, not having the wherewithal to pull it together and make sure that you can go and get it on your own. Solely because, first of all, it takes more than just one person to manage a household during this day and age financially.
Mm-hmm.
It's freaking hard to say I can be the only person working and I'm going to cover all the bills, etc., here in this household by myself. Is it possible?
Being a problem child.
Is it possible? Yes, it is. But it's not going to be possible
not
and
as feasible.
translatable for everyone in every particular field of work. And so that's not fair. We're taking a standard from social media at this point in time
Right.
for people who live a particular lifestyle, and we're spreading it across to general people who are just trying to get their bills paid.
And honestly,
and
that's
I'm looking
something
at you on a
fake.
date like, and you ain't going to pay my rent too? And you're like, girl, I'm trying to get mine paid.
Right,
And that's fair. That's fair. This is your dating pool. So you can look at it like, I need you to be making what that man on social media, or what that girl said this man is making on social media. But that man
Right,
ain't your
allegedly.
dating
Say
pool.
that again.
So I suggest you figure it out and understand that either you could jump in and be a part, or you could look for someone to take care of you. And I wouldn't suggest that to a younger generation, because at the end of the day, I'm my own provider. Everyone is their own provider. I'm going to teach a child that you are responsible for yourself, whether that be financial, mental, or physical. You need to be responsible for yourself. And if you can't be responsible for yourself, there's a problem. Financially, if you want a man that's a provider, that's great. In what ways do you want him to provide? If finances can't be it, how's that happening in other ways? Is he actually making you feel cared for?
Yeah.
Is that even a focus? Like,
Right.
are we going out saying, I don't really give a fuck if you care about me, but can you pay for me? Like, because that's what it's turning into, like a question in that way.
Right. But I also feel like that a lot of women this day and age, we always talk about these guys with double standards, and technically there's so many women now with way double standards, because we sat there, we came so far from the fact that we couldn't even have a fucking bank account. And we discussed like the things that we can do for ourselves. I'm so independent, but yet at the same time, I want this man to pay for every fucking thing and I don't want to do nothing. But if that's the case, if you still want that time frame of this man take care of everything, but then you ain't doing shit to provide for this man either, because the women back then was cooking and cleaning and doing everything. Half of these motherfuckers can't cook.
They
can't
could
do shit. They can't even fucking
Yeah,
clean.
because they didn't go
wanna-
in the kitchen with grandma.
They don't. They can't even. So they want a maid.
That was the
But my thing is, they want a maid to do the work of the wife, and they still want all the
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
the luxury of having this so-called lifestyle that some of these women were given back then. Well, okay, well then why don't he just marry the maid and say fuck you?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That'd be my thing too. If that was something that I value and I was like, you need to take care of everything, eventually I'm be like, now let's get a maid, babe.
Mike,
Get a
you
maid.
was going to
Let's get
say
somebody else to
something?
do it.
Yeah, so
Here we go.
The ring is stabbing the shit out of me.
obviously, it's a different day and age. Yeah, so we're in 2023. We're talking about, so Shaq, you touched on the fact that your uncles, they showed you, they showed you to provide for yourself and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Candy, you touched on the fact that people, you guys have come from not being able to have bank accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, don't shoot me, and I haven't covered my face. So, I'm going to say what I have to say, which is what I want to say. But in all honesty, nowadays, so you've got women that want to be the alpha within the relationship.
That's true.
I don't subscribe.
Yeah. So you've got women that want to be the alpha in the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys have fought for equal rights. You've marched for equal pay, all of that kind of stuff. So, and then when it comes to splitting the bill 50-50, you've got some people that are on the edge. They're like, nah, but you might make more money than me, or just about the same amount. And it also depends on, like,
That's a good point.
how do I explain it? Hold on, it's getting out my head. I'm trying to word it properly. Because if I word it wrong,
He gonna sound like an asshole if he worded it wrong.
Be the asshole.
Say it the way you be saying it to Shakira on the phone. That,
All right, cool.
I'm just kidding.
all right, cool, no worries.
Be slow with that
It's
one.
a safe space.
All right, so you guys have fought for equal rights, everything like that. Want to be independent, want to be alpha women, want to be alphas within the relationship. Yeah, no. You've had your turn. You can have your turn.
Oh, I'm going to get you in a minute because you're saying only because we fought for equal rights.
I'm here for it.
Okay.
I'm here for it. So, yeah. So, damn, Candy, you threw me off again. Do you know what? I'm gonna just say it the best way to say it. So, you guys have fought for equal rights, equal everything. Now it's time we want to split 50-50. We can be equal, but you guys don't want that. The alpha within the household nowadays sometimes isn't now us. Because why? Because you choose to be a certain type of way. You choose to be the alpha. If you're choosing to be the alpha, and let's be honest, our grandparents weren't sitting there talking about I'm an independent woman and da.
Because your grandparents didn't have the option to say that in the first place. Let's start there because most women back in that time didn't even have the option to work or have a bank account, like I stated before, or the different things or luxuries that men have. Now, the difference between the part I said I was going to get you on, you saying that women want to be alphas based off the fact that they're fighting for equal rights. We're fighting for fairness. If you want to be honest, we're fighting for fairness. It's fair if I'm doing a job and I do that fucking. But if I'm doing a job and I'm doing it well, I don't give a damn if I have a dick or a vagina. I should be paid for it properly. It shouldn't be separated differently. Because of that. Now, that does not mean just because I have an independence about myself or what I can make because I know what my worth is, that don't mean that I'm going home and have to be macho to my man. Like, I'm soft with my man, that period. Like, he is, and I don't think that money, the amount of money that he makes him alpha either. A man that know he a man knows he want, no matter what bank account he got.
No, I agree with that.
I like it.
I agree with
I like
that.
them like that.
I just so
What
going back to my question, the kids that are, because I was definitely spoiled by men throughout my life.
Me too. My daddy.
Yeah. So
Spoiled.
then, even though that's all you heard. So I guess I'm just kind of like, when do we take that away from them?
It has to be a conversation. That's the part.
I'm talking about the kids.
Wait,
version.
take what away?
Being spoiled by the
your
men in
parent?
their life?
No,
Absolutely
absolutely not.
away.
Don't take that away because my
Absolutely
dad
not.
spoiled the shit out of me. But my dad was also very honest with me when it came to
Right.
men, and then also who I should be, the standard that I should have for myself in general or as a person. Because he told me, like, yes, you can find a good man that might want to do things to spoil you, right? But that doesn't mean that you don't come and bring something
So
to the
then why
table.
don't you let a man spoil you?
See, I had trauma dealing with these ain't shit motherfuckers.
I mean, I'm choosing violence.
You are choosing violence. So
I'm just asking
first of all,
a question.
because there's a multitude of things. One, my dad always told me, don't do something where a man has to take care of you. You can take care of yourself, but also bring things to the table. So I don't ever set myself up in a position where a man has to take care of me. Two, on top of that, I've dealt with men and even men who approach me in general, they approach me about money. Like, you tell me what money you have,
I
or
can
what you
buy
have.
that for
I can
you.
buy, right.
And I'm
my
like,
thing,
bruh, I
can't
can
be
buy it
bought.
for myself.
Right. And I can't. And the majority of men feel like men that I've experienced that come across you, like they're saying what I can get for you financially, not what you can bring to the table emotionally or anything else that I need. Because guess what? I can bring that shit to the table financially too. So
Is that what you
what
mean
else
by
can you
alpha?
bring?
Is that what you
When
mean
women
by,
say I could bring the same you can bring to the table, because you
Like-
made
No,
this point
he's trying to
earlier
buy me.
about. Okay,
That's what I mean. Like
saying
you're
something
trying.
different.
I'm saying something different. Like I'm not saying like so. If I do want like a guy that I'm with and I care about you and I know that you're not using money to control me or to buy me because there's something in return. And like say you want to buy me something just because it's out of the kindness of your heart. Period.
So
or how you feel.
sweet.
That's different from most
Like,
men. A lot of
light
men
up
be like, well, I bought you
sunflowers.
this. Like
Yeah.
just like for instance, like you go to the club. Shut your face. Like you go to the club and you know how like they have a guy buy you a drink. He's expecting something in return just because he bought you this drink, even if I didn't ask for that
I don't
motherfucker.
know because
And
when
I
I was
turned
in
He said,
I turned
no,
dudes-
that ain't true.
when I was in London,
So you
when
you're
I
not
I had dudes
expecting a
get mad at
dance?
me for
You're not
allowing them to buy
expecting
me a
something
fucking
more?
drink, and they was mad because they couldn't get my phone
But
number. First of all, I didn't even send this drink this way.
That's that type of guy. Because when I was in London, one of Mike's friends was like, "Hey, your next drink, do not pay for it. I got you." And he bought my drink, and that's it.
And also, the guy probably, if it's Candy, was probably like, she didn't even acknowledge. Like,
She was like,
Like-
"Oh, thank you," because it go over
But
her
my thing,
head.
but I say thank
Thinking
you.
twice.
I say thank
okay,
you.
Okay.
I do say thank you. Like I
you
just
probably be like,
From
"Thank
a
you."
male's perspective, we don't always want something.
there's a lot of them. If you
If I-
approach me and say, "Oh, I could take you this way, or I could do this. You should let me do this for you." You want something.
Yeah, I don't. I will say women aren't often brought up in a cultural sense to believe what you just said, that men will just offer things
And not one.
out of
And
the
not want
sweetness
something.
of their hearts.
Right.
Which was
Out
like,
of their godly
which kind of threw me. That's why, and mind y'all, I'm in London, so I obviously went there with a little bit
In
of
London.
chunk
of change.
a little chunk of change. And so I was like, nah, I got it. I'm buying shots for this one on this Zoom call right now. And I tell him to give a shot to somebody, and he drank both of them. Was pissy
It was
drunk,
his
y'all.
birthday. He was supposed to.
as you
He
should.
said, "Did I?"
But I have a
It was your birthday.
question.
You should have.
He
I
said,
have
"Did
a
I?"
question for Mike. Would you allow a woman to go 100% financially in a relationship? Take care of you.
Take care of me.
Yeah.
No.
Like you're
As
still
much as-
able to work and you're still able to go out and do everything that you're already
But she
doing
covers everything.
and keep the money. And
house.
if you decide to do what Candy said,
Investments.
investments for y'all's marriage and no, why?
Because men still have that I
Yeah,
gotta take
like,
care of
we're
this.
It's still installed
Ooh,
in us as men,
wow.
regardless that we should be providers,
So,
protectors.
so we don't
Like,
want
we don't-
this, but we still believe this.
Right.
That's why I asked the question.
What do you mean? You say you don't want it?
You
And
don't?
men, I'm
Men-
referring to men. So you don't want this idea that I'm going to expect you to be the provider and you need to take care of everything financially in this household, but you still have the belief of that you still feel
You
like
should
that
take
needs to
care of
happen.
it.
No. The belief I have is that we should be a team.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yes.
That's the belief that I have. The belief is
Okay,
we're a team.
why can't y'all be a team with her paying 100% of the bills and then you doing investments and stuff? That was
'Cause I ain't doing it. What do you mean?
He said it's not for me.
it's an option, Mike. Wait.
There's no option.
But so what is the issue? Because you still be being part of that partnership by doing the investing and making sure y'all have trust and savings. So you're still part
That's
of that
not my strong
partnership.
point. That's not my strong point. I know my strong point.
Mike, you own a business, so obviously you would be able to figure out that as a strong and make it a strong point. So
And that's
But
not where
then
he feels
owning-
secure in. He doesn't feel secure in that, is what he's
he
saying.
runs
Yeah,
a
like, I'm not gonna lie
business.
to you.
Well, running a business
No,
and being
it's the
feeling
truth.
secure in that,
Can
doing
you
that
try?
role in a relationship probably doesn't work out. Every relationship is different.
Yeah, and I'm not. No, just
I
no.
have a
I
question.
couldn't.
Be
Yeah.
honest with
Is
me.
it
Yeah.
safe to say that maybe we just don't trust each other?
That's very much so. Like, and I feel like social media plays a major part in that too. Like, people already had trust issues, of course, when you're dealing with fucked up people, because all of us have had some fuck people in our lives. Fuck people. I'm saying fuck people because
We've had some fuck people
in our lives. And with that, you also live in a society America, which not except for you, Mike. I'm sorry. Is very individualistic, right? Because America has taught us to be very individualistic versus family oriented, even though we still try to hold on to some degree of that.
Yeah.
And then you have social media come along, and now you're seeing all the scandals even more, like different things that are going on, and just like, okay, now see, this is why I don't trust a motherfucker. Look at this, or look at that, like what this person is doing constantly. And now all that is perpetuating a divide between the people. Like now I have no reason to trust you because this is what I'm seeing majority of. I'm not seeing different.
And I think it's a little bit different for me. I had to force myself to get out of this place. And this is just me personally. Like, what's going on out in the world, sometimes I'm like, fuck it, I'm not following that. I trust a person until they give me a reason not to trust them. But my reason... It's my reason for me not to trust you. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be something that you think that I would stop trusting you for.
Oh, we know.
It's going to be something that you do that I'm like, I can't trust you with my emotions. I can't trust you with my heart.
I'm sorry.
The children are playing. In case y'all see it on the recording, she's playing.
I'm trying to.
But I don't know. I just have to. I have to be forced not to trust you.
Yeah.
But
It
do you
used to
trust
be.
them straight away. Like,
I
you just
I
give
trust
them
people
trust
until they give me a
fucking-
because
no.
what people don't realize is
no,
people
no.
will show you who they are a lot faster than you think. There's a lot of stuff that people will let slide that immediately I can still associate with you, but I'm not gonna trust you because you did this way back then. You know what I'm saying? So you have to give me a reason not to trust you.
We got some great actors and
Mike-
manipulators in this
Mike,
world. I don't know if you're going to see it right away.
Mike has never given me a reason not to trust him.
He gave me one.
You know what I'm
It took a long time.
So sick.
Oh my God. But when I say like Mike is gonna tell it to you straight, and I've looked in his face and been like bawling, crying, and he was like, I mean what?
Don't be doing my friend like that.
No, but he was being honest with me, and I appreciate honesty over anything. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate
You
it.
give me the blues.
And I give you honesty.
No, you give me the blues if I'm being honest with you.
And I gave it to him too.
Yeah. I think Shakira is one of those people who has to sit on it. So like, especially, get it together. She has to sit on the honesty for a minute, especially between y'all two, because y'all know y'all fight like sisters.
I don't know what y'all
But
about.
like, she'll hear it. But in that moment, if she's driving on one particular space or thought about it, she can't hear it in the moment. She could hear it, but she ain't taking it in right now. She don't want to hear that shit right now. So give her a little moment to have a moment by herself, and she gonna think it through, and she's likely gonna hear you. But
You talk about Shaq.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh no, she's gonna hear it. She hears it straight away.
she
Shit.
between them two.
No, she don't hear it straight away.
It's
Not between
They're
them two.
talking about when I accept what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
The amount of like I hear you
Yeah.
because when he was telling me what he was telling me in that moment, we was in college and I was anyways. I didn't want to hear it. That's why I was crying and I was like, no the fuck I'm not. He was like, you're doing this. I'm like, no the fuck I'm not. Now mind you, it's other basketball players around, it's other females around, and I think what I appreciate is he never changed up.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I even told his family that. He never switched up. He gonna tell you like it is regardless. So what he's saying about this 50-50, he not gonna change his mind. This is just who he is.
Well,
I don't know, Amanda, you ain't
I
really
ain't
been
getting
saying
that
that.
Y'all have
wanna
been
hear.
talking and I've just been listening. I ain't really-
you had nothing to say.
Man,
huh?
No, it's not that I ain't have
I'm
anything to
listening,
say. Y'all was
I'm
just
learning.
y'all was going back and forth, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna sit here and listen.
Because I feel a way about this topic too.
So
I
then
got
is
a scenario for you guys.
But I need to hear Harry Potter before you get off this thing. I just
Oh
want to
we're
my
not
that.
done yet.
goodness.
I know.
Wait,
I'm
wait,
telling
wait.
him.
Yeah, what'd you say, Micah?
Nah, you know what? I do owe you an apology. Yeah, you've got it live on recording, so I do apologize. I should have sent you a video saying Harry Potter, but How you
Thank
pronounce
you.
the T for you?
Thank
She gonna have us clip this shit.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But so then, is it safe to say?
Spoiled.
What were you gonna say, Mike?
Exactly what y'all said. Spoiled. Now she
No.
gonna
There you go.
expect
Yes.
But so is it safe to say that everybody here is more than willing to do the 50-50 relationship? But I also want to
Yeah.
make sure that everybody is willing to hold the other person accountable
Fucking right.
as well, because
Yes.
it can't just be financially and then falling short everywhere else, because then it's more 80-20.
But that's what I'm saying. That's where it goes. Well, that's what I've tried to say all day. But that's where it goes back to the conversation. Like, you have to talk to your partner and be like, hey, what's going on? And it's not going to be that way, and realize it's not going to be that way the entire relationship, because shit happens. But during the relationship, you have to have those check-in points, like, and you can't be afraid to say, babe, hey, this is what's going on, and I can't shoulder this time. So how do we readjust? How do we work through this so we can get to the next point?
Absolutely.
And I feel like in a lot of relationships, people just assume this is how it's going to be from start to finish, and they never account for the bumps
The
in the
changes.
road. And that's the issue, and that's where people fall into the dumb shit. You have people doing crazy shit because they don't talk about it.
Yeah.
And until you talk about it, then you can be honest, and then you can really like move forward in a relationship.
True, and I think that actually goes with even everything like what you just said, as far as bringing things to the table. Like, aside from finances, aside from how we're splitting whatever it is that we're splitting 50-50, I think that also you should be bringing to the table every time, because like we said before about relationships, we want to be with somebody that we can grow and change as a person. That means that I may be a different person than I was when we first got together. So these things that I need or may not need anymore, that's going to change, and it's my job to bring that to the table, as well as my partner's job to bring that to the table as well when that changes for them. Because they can't assume that I noticed this change, that I know exactly what the fuck you want or need.
Okay.
What?
I have a scenario for all of you.
Oh, he got the pin out. I didn't even write stuff down.
All right. So obviously, a lot of it, when we speak about 50-50, a lot of it is covered by financial. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you also have to look at people's traumas. So there's been individuals that have seen certain things growing up, as opposed to what they're going to produce as an adult.
Yeah.
So if you see your mom getting kicked out of your house and your bags are packed, and then there's not, like, your dad's in the house chilling while your mom's outside looking for somewhere else to stay. Like, if it was 50-50, nobody would be kicked out.
Here in America, if we both on the lease, can't nobody kick me out this motherfucker. You could pay 100%, but my name gonna be on everything.
That part.
My name is on my house.
Yeah. So,
And
The distrust.
That part.
also, so obviously, the United States and the UK, there's a big difference in terms of money and how money is looked at and how money is used. Like, if I'm being real, Shaq, you saw it. Over here, we count our claims. Like, we proper count our claims, because the pound and everything's expensive. Nothing's cheap. Like, nothing is cheap.
Nothing.
Nowadays.
Not a bottle of water.
No, a bottle of water. So we count our claims. So if you're thinking about, like, so let's say if you're trying to live in London, a flat is potentially, you got a 2-bed flat. You're paying roughly about between 1,200 to 1,400 in rent.
Same here.
Yeah, that's not including bills. Yeah, so bills can be an additional, I don't know, £400, £500.
You're talking about like a 1-bedroom, right?
No, he said 2.
I can say it could be a
2-bedroom?
1-bed, it could be a 2-bed, it could be either or.
Depending on the area.
The price difference nowadays isn't really that different.
Yeah.
So, and then you both have a job. So let's say you both bring in, let's say about 2.5 a month, or, well, we'll say about 2.1. So after tax, you get 2.1. Yeah. Your rent is what, 1,400.
That's
I
happening.
pay that 1,400. I technically have nothing left for the month.
Yeah.
If I cover the bills too, I have nothing
That's
left
enough.
for the month.
Right.
Yeah.
So if we go 50-50, and yeah, we go 50-50, she can cover her half, I can cover my half. We cover 7 bills each.
Yeah.
Yeah. That leaves us. That means if you pay 700, I pay 700. I still have some money like for that month to do what I want to do, buy you gifts, take you out, do whatever I want to do. Because me as an individual, if we're going out to eat, I'm gonna pay. I'm going to pay. I don't want to. I really don't want to. I'm going to.
Because it's expensive.
Yeah, like
So
like,
why would you do something? Okay, so you saying that you're going to pay, right? So you're
I was gonna
okay
let
with
you ride.
right,
I
I'm
ain't
not
gonna
letting it
I was
ride.
gonna let it
So
ride.
you're okay with splitting, right? Like the 50-50 finances as far as when it comes to taking care of the bills, which I think is okay, especially the cost of living. However, you're saying that the rest of your money you're going to use to spend like on you or whatever you want, or to pay to go out. Why can't y'all split that as well? Like sometime let her take you out. Like why can't she pay? Why do you saying you don't want to pay?
He would
so-
allow that.
So she will. She will take me out and pay sometimes, but majority of the time it's going to be me.
But you said that you don't want
to.
to. So why is it going to be you majority of the time? Why do something you don't want
There's
to
a
do?
lot of things in life that I don't want to do. That
Then don't do it.
No,
then don't do it.
You have to. No,
Y'all
it's installed in me too.
I mean,
No,
the
because-
reality is that
What,
you
'cause
do.
it- yeah,
'Cause
no.
if you don't,
Well,
now
there's certain
I'm
things. First of it, there's certain things that I understand that you may not want to do, right, in life, and that we always make balances. But I think that a issue that come into play, there's something that, like, say for instance, that I know for a fact I do not care for at all. I'm going to tell you that from jump. Like, hey, I don't like this shit. Like, this is not something I like. Will I make an exception every now and then to do whatever this
Waking
thing
up
is
early
that
in
I
the
don't.
morning.
Right, I'm not a morning person. So like, unless I have to go to work, like make my money. I'm not a morning person, and I still don't like doing that shit. But work is I feel like that's a little bit different.
I'm not talking about work, but sometimes
Oh.
you'll get up early with
Okay.
me.
Oh,
So
great,
y'all
with
saying,
you. But what I'm saying,
the same thing. It's something that you have to do.
what well,
In relationships,
I feel like in a relationship, like you're my piece, right? Like so, like say for instance, we're friends. There's things that I know for a fact that's just not you. Like I know you're a homebody, right? There's certain things. So I know if I'm pushing my limit on overexertion of certain things of going out or just that's overstimulation from you, and sometimes you just need to be in. That's fine. That's something that I'm already aware of.
Yeah.
So why put yourself in a position to constantly do it, right? Like, or do it majority of the time for the sake of me, is what I'm saying. And at what point do the other person still look out for things that you
But
don't
I
care
think
for?
that
Do you get
goes
what I'm
back
saying?
to. I think
I
that
get
goes
what
back to what Amanda's saying, because I think that's a first
conversations.
date question.
Right, that's
Like,
a
do you
conversation.
always like to go out, or do you want to sometimes stay
Right.
in? Do you
So Candy,
like?
me and you are out on a date. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The bill comes.
You saying
I
Harry
say-
Potter?
Here you go.
You don't. First of all, you don't have to say,
it's
"Here
not
you go."
offensive.
That's
Yeah.
not, it's not offensive to me.
Candy,
It's
like
not
Candy
offensive
gonna
to
try
me.
to pay regardless.
So this is my
she
thing.
gonna have her card out ready to
Right,
go. So
right. So that's the wrong
fight
one.
with you.
So,
One individual.
well, okay, but this
That's
and
not
this also my thing is if
Right.
I'm the person who's suggesting the date, also,
Yeah.
like I'm
Yeah.
paying. Like I don't have an issue with that because like I shouldn't have to feel like because we're in a relationship that
It's your
I'm the one who
responsibility
want to go on
every
a
single
date.
time.
Like I'm the one who want this. Why can't I just say, okay, you don't have to worry about handing me shit. I'll grab the shit myself. Like
So-
because I asked you for that date. I asked for that particular thing. Now,
So
now
even
on the
if
flip
you-
note, if you say I want to take you out, I want to go
Right.
out, then you better not pass that shit over.
No, because somebody still
What if I
took
say,
you on a
I'll
date,
pay-
asked
I'll
you
pay
on a
$50,
date,
you
took
pay
you
the
to
other.
the
I didn't do it
date,
recently.
and you was trying to
I did
pay.
not do it recently.
Oh no,
We
not
growing up,
not
babe.
this year,
We growing up,
not
babe.
2023, but 2022,
Girl.
2022.
We
Wait,
talking
I'm
about the
sorry, what you
past.
said, Micah?
We're elevating. We're elevating here, right?
What'd
We're
you
growing
say?
up.
So when Shaq was here, I didn't let Shaq pay for nothing really. Like,
Yeah.
If it was, where did we go? And you was like, "Let me use my card," and I was like, "No."
Let me.
Oh no,
And you had the audacity to say
the
no.
Italian food. No, you pay for that. Not.
I paid for three of
No.
us, by the way. Go on.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I think that's
But
just,
that's because
it's
that was
because
different,
it's
and it's 'cause you
instilled
wanted
in
to,
him.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's
And the
instilled in
people around him too, the same way. Like I told y'all, that guy just met me, knew my name, and knew I came to visit from Houston, and just bought a drink.
I'ma
Is
buy
that
you a drink.
Which one was it?
I think his name was Lewis. No, he played basketball in college here in Texas.
I have a friend that played basketball in Texas.
Bruh, tall, skinny dude.
He don't know.
Look,
He's like,
he
all
gonna
right.
see this. He gonna see this, and he gonna tell you, "Oh, it was me."
He played basketball in Texas.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
he said in Houston.
Was he drunk?
No, he wasn't drunk.
I mean,
Was he tall or short?
Tall,
What color?
chocolate.
chocolate,
A variation
That
of
Tennessee
the
memory
chocolate.
right now is
Did he
fucking
have
him
dreads?
up.
Huh?
Were you drunk?
Yeah, but
Yo,
I
he
think
was.
they were
He
braided
was.
back.
Nah, man. I ain't got no friends that played no basketball in no Texas.
Oh, maybe that was
Nah,
that
strangers
was
say, hey.
somebody else's friend.
somebody else's friend.
Not my friend. Keep going. Where were we?
Hey.
No. When I say he was just cool people, now there was this one he worked with.
He, can
He
get
got
it.
married, y'all. I'm so sad.
Oh, God. I have a
Typical.
question for y'all.
Go
Yes.
for it.
So we've talked about finances, we've talked about housework, and we've talked about all the things. But one thing the tribe has not talked about that I'm shocked we haven't talked about
Sex.
is sex.
Oh, girl, no, it was already on my mind.
It was on my mind. I know somebody else to mention it. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not even
Look, I was like, I'm not going to say it this time. I'm not
No,
going
because I thought she might have had that on her shit.
No,
like, I'm just like, I'm
I
waiting.
didn't.
I'm waiting for this
I
topic.
did not.
Because let me tell you, like, one thing I'm definitely not going to settle on. I don't give a fuck what you say. We going to separate. I don't care if we married or not. We done. If we ain't fucking on a regular fucking basis, there is no negotiation about this shit. Like,
Yeah, I'm like, that's the alpha male part of me. Like, I want you to
Dude,
take it when you think I don't want it.
she problematic.
Okay.
You just
okay.
agreed
I was
with
like,
me.
did I not understand this, or was it what I thought it was? Right.
I was like, how?
Because I understood what you meant by that.
Like, I want you to any
like,
and every
it's
time.
just like on them times that, you know, like, I'm minding my business, like, not really even, because, you know, that's very rare that I'm not talking
Even
about sex
like
anyway.
with the-
But the times that I'm not, right?
It's like, I need you
even
to
with
be-
like giving head. Like, some girls are like, it's such a chore.
It's your 50, girl.
I'm like, let's go.
50, let's get it.
Oh,
I did my 50. I need you to do yours. Stop playing.
Right.
Come on, put in work. Drop
First
and
of
give me
all-
50.
Right. Drop it, give me 50. Drop it. Sorry, my bad. Sorry.
I don't know. I don't understand that anyway. I don't understand why it's considered a chore. I feel like if it's considered a chore,
Because
you
somebody
wasn't-
said their jaw hurt. Shit.
Okay, that's different if your jaw hurt at that moment. Your jaw ain't
Yeah,
hurt
I
every
need to
fucking
do
day.
exercises.
Let's just say that.
Massage
right?
your
And
face
so,
on a
too,
regular
Your
basis.
jaw
Just like
hurt every day.
But you can't tell me that you ain't into the person. I like my thing. I love you, right? I'm into you.
Thank you.
You,
I think that
you getting some jaw. like
that might be
I
the
need
thing.
some wine.
It might be a
Send
lack
me some wine.
of it might be a lack of interest or something.
Yeah,
of
that's
that
what I'm
nature.
saying.
Yeah,
like I feel
like,
like when it comes to that,
the
like if
only
I'm
time-
into you, I'm trying to do some things.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't do
even
your
when
50, so
even
I'm
when I'm
withholding my
angry
50.
with you.
No, I ain't even holding that. Like, can we withhold somewhere else?
Even if I'm
Let's withhold
angry,
somewhere else. I need something else. Give me
even
other
if I'm like
ideas.
super angry with you, there's such thing as hate sex. Like
We
there's
fucking.
always a time for sex in my head.
Facts. Like, we fucking. Like, first
Look,
of all,
we're-
if I'm angry with you, you're not sleeping in another bed. You're going to lay your ass right here, mad as fuck.
Because
and I'll
I'm
be
gonna
mad.
wake you up.
I wish you would go to sleep on the sofa. For one, let's just start there. You better get your ass in this motherfucking bed. Two, you can be mad. You can lay on that side of the bed, but best believe in the middle of the night, I'm tooting it on you. Like, you gonna give me some mad or not. Mad or not.
Period.
We just gonna be angry fucking.
But sometimes I don't like doing the work. So
And I'm
it's
still mad at you.
50-50 because sometimes you got to take it because I don't feel like doing the work. And sometimes I'm going to put in work.
I would say
It's
that I don't
50-50.
like to do the work.
That's a lie. What
But
about you, Mike?
I do. There's times I don't like to do the work, and then
Ma'am.
it start happening.
When?
Ma'am.
But then when it start happening, I'm like, oh no, you ain't about to outdo
got
me.
Crazy.
Mike,
Good on
are you
Yo.
okay going 50-50 with your partner for sex? Just say yes or no because I don't
I
want to
think
go in
that men do
detail with
most
you
of the
'cause
work
that's
anyway when it comes to
so
sex, naturally.
Gross.
Nuh-uh, you gonna hear it. He
Drop
has
the
a story to
babe.
tell. You gonna let this man
Details.
tell his
Drop
story.
the deep.
It's okay.
Do I agree? What do you mean by 50-50?
Yeah,
Like-
because men do majority of the work sexually.
Yeah.
Like women have.
I'm competitive. I do my part.
There's a very
Definitely do my part, but
there's a very big disparagement between how often women get there and how often men get there. And I think that's just
Let's
based
ask
on
this question.
the way
when
things
you
are
have
set up.
sex, are you having sex to please her or to
There you go.
get your
That's
nut?
Who am I having sex with?
This is
Okay.
a relation. Let's start
And
with
your
a
the
relationship.
person you're in a relationship with.
Your 50-50 partner.
Your 50-50 partner, yeah.
Oh no, like definitely please her.
Fair. And that's all it's about. That's how we go. Put the
Okay.
headphones
Like,
on.
I'm not gonna lie. There might be
he's
a day
still
or
talking.
two.
He didn't say
where
nothing
I'm
crazy.
like,
Oh, okay.
Nah, you good, Shaq. Don't worry.
It's okay because I be going into detail with him, but I don't want to hear his details.
Yeah, like,
Bias.
There's some days
That's not
where
50-50.
I'm just there to get my nut off, but it is what it is.
But he's also, I will say, like from
So
college.
you have sex. Hold on. So you have sex with your partner just to get your nut off sometimes?
Don't you?
No. I make
she
sure he
won't.
pleased. For sure.
But Mike
Hold on.
is, Mike is
that
also.
That gets my nut off. That gets my nut off.
I'm not gonna say the thing
Which one?
that you may say.
Don't fail me
No,
now.
not that. These messages that you might send.
Oh, that's different. But actually doing it?
Then it's,
No,
it-
that's
But
different.
I
might
know
talk some
something
shit,
else
but
I'll say
doing
about
it,
Mike.
No, I'm gonna make sure. Like, nah, you please.
from college wise, Mike is definitely one of the people that sometimes he's sometimes just not in the mood or he just don't want it and he
Yeah,
fine with it.
and
I've never met a man
if I'm
that
not in the mood. If I'm not in the mood, I'm
He
not in the
fine.
mood. You see how you said, you could be mad and you could be backing up in the
Michael will be
You can
mad
do that.
and he
I'll
he
be
not
mad.
gonna
like I
touch
said,
it.
and I'm gonna turn over and scoot further the other way.
Yeah.
Nah, that wouldn't work.
You could,
Ma'am,
you
that
could be
has to work
frustrated.
because
You could be
consent
as
2024.
frustrated as you want.
Nah, that ain't gonna work for me.
What's going to have to work is your toy.
No, no.
We're
I
angry at each
better
other.
not be in a bed with a man and have to use my toy by
That
myself.
part, I'm gonna snatch
Mind
that
you, I said
motherfucker
by
out the
myself.
bed.
I said by myself.
Oh, I know. I get what you're
But
saying.
together we could use it.
Right.
But not, I'm
Ain't
not.
no way in hell.
Don't upset me then, innit? If you have, so what? Like, I should just reward bad behavior.
First of all,
bad
no, what if
behavior.
you
say it like that, we're like, yes.
hold on.
But-
Yes, you can.
But at the same
Punish
time,
me.
I understand.
Punish
So no.
me.
Like, I should reward bad behavior.
First of all, so why should no? You're assuming that because we're upset that it's bad behavior. First of all, I'm not a child. Let's start there. And the only way you're gonna say it's bad behavior if it's some kinky shit. For one, when it comes to me being a grown
Be
ass woman.
realistic. Be realistic.
Nah, see,
Two, I'm not a child.
First of all, you're not a child, but have you not been called bratty?
Yes, that's besides the point.
All right. Do you
But-
be being bratty?
But not to the extent where, I'm mad at you,
Yeah.
like in that sense. Like, no, that ain't gonna happen. Like, I feel like, like life happens, right? And sometimes, like, we may be not on the same accord at that moment, and it's why we're having these arguments. Because I prefer to talk something out anyway, especially if somebody that's a long-term partner. We're gonna talk it out. But
Yeah.
you don't always agree. So that means we may go to bed frustrated. Like, I'm not talking about, like, angry, like, oh, you did this to me, because I would never do something outright to disrespect you to the
hurt you.
extent to where, or hurt you, like to the extent to where you just like, I can't deal with you.
Yeah.
So the fact that I know that I will always keep a level of respect for you, no matter how mad I am, no matter what it is that we're frustrated about or trying to get through, and you deny me dick, that's your ass.
Yeah.
She said literally, bend it down. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, this has all been very fruitful and
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's not
And we
50-50.
have had great conversation.
Booty ain't 50-50.
The dick ain't cut in half.
Don't even.
That part.
Okay,
That
stop,
part.
Shakira. Anyways, this has all been very knowledgeable and very amazing, but we gotta cut it, guys. We gotta cut it.
Like
Hey.
snip, snip.
No. But we just want to thank Micah so much for
Thank you,
joining us. We love you. And thank you so much for joining and listening to Tribe Foolery.
Yeah.
Please look for us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Also, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Twitter. We don't be on that. But we have had an amazing time having this conversation for y'all to listen to, and you guys have a great and lovely day. Bye.
Bye, 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 bye.
She said, baby, what you gonna